Won't you join us, Shadow?
Oh, the easy differences are the characters are interacting more. There's less themes being talked about and more themes being played out, and people are meeting each other. I meet Matt Sweeney. You see Wednesday and Nancy finally together. I think ultimately we were setting up so much of the book in season 1, and now in season 2 we're getting a chance to explore the characters and the relationships, and it's super messy because we start 20 minutes after season 1 ended, and by the time you see them in the car, you're just like, oh, it's about to go down. Wednesday, Laura, Sweeney, Shadow, not knowing what he believes or thinks, and suddenly you're back on the journey.
Season 2 is totally different, but a continuous stream from Series 1. Because it has to be, because you couldn't repeat Series 1 again. Never. By doing, I mean, they were some very stylized and deliberately. I think it set the tone for the show. Absolutely. But Series 2 has to go back to the book and establish what journey you're on, with what characters you're on, and also give Shadow a more, if you like, proactive role than he was, because he spends the first series basically saying, what the fuck is going on? Where am I?
Exactly.
Which I think I would if I'd been, suddenly an old man with Alzheimer's on, playing pretending Alzheimer's, and then turns out on the plane he's got a glass eye and he's called Mr. Wednesday.
And you know everything about him.
He knows everything about you and whatever. You've got to think, well, I'm intrigued. And he's also, then he meets his wife, and he finds out what happened to his wife. Well, when he really finds out what happens to his wife, he's really going to be pissed.
And then suddenly his dead wife is back.
So and it's a book that whenever it closes one chapter, it opens another. Yeah. And it's a perfect blueprint for a TV show. So we're not excited about season 2. I'm excited it's coming out and you're going to see it. But I'm more excited about what the hell we're going to do with series 3, because we've been talking about that, which is where it really takes off in a different way again. Because this show is not the show that, there's so much good stuff on TV these days, where you look. But the best ones have a way of they impose themselves by being original on their own terms, not by being derivative or by being like network television, just playing it really the same show every week, but just a twist in it. But this show is and I think most shows, you'll know when you read a script, or you're instinctively, if it's the show or not. It's not the Marvel Universe. It's not
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's its own mythology. I mean, it's an interesting mix, right? American Gods is Americana, because we're always exploring the immigrant process in terms of coming to this country, but at the same time it's sci-fi, and at the same time it's fantasy, and then it's heavily character-driven, and we kind of explode all the tropes because we're gods. We would never shrink to another character. Wednesday acts like he's in charge, he moves like he's in charge, but he's the god of war. So of course that's what he's pushing towards, but that doesn't change how Bilquis reacts, or Nancy reacts, or the Jen reacts. So it's a really interesting balance, I think, in that we all stand on our own.
But they're also intrigued because they suddenly think, yeah, I am a god. Yeah, I'm important again. At least Wednesday's got me thinking I'm alive again, rather than going through this tedious experience of pretending I'm just some normal human being.
And being lost in this land because you've lost your worship, and now being in a situation where you might be able to get that worship back. And all of those things, I think, make it interesting.
Yes. Which is important, because you've got to have, for every antagonist, you've got to have a protagonist. I mean, whatever. So you've got to have more of a balance coming out of, Mr. World got blasted at the end of episode 1, which exhausted Wednesday and his crowd, whatever, for a while. Because it's not a thing. It's called Wednesday. I have to go to sleep for a week now. I haven't done that in 315 years. Haven't done since George and I were crossing the Delaware together. But whatever. But it's like that's real life. But in their cons. But the new gods are really interesting because, originally, bad gods didn't cross over the water when they emigrated because they were scared of the oceans. They preferred to stay. They thought they'd lose their power. So the good. So man develops your own bad gods. You develop your own devils.
You manifest what you believe. You create your own
by ignoring
demons.
what made you good in the first place.
Exactly.
And that's what Game is saying. Don't lose sight of who you are, where you come from, what you are, what made you what you are, and stop thinking you're the only one that ever made you what you are. The gods are all selfish when they're in their own realms, but they're also a hell of a lot of fun to be around, And the new gods, especially when you got Crispin, who's great,
He's amazing.
Oh, he's great. He's perfect. You couldn't ask for a better,
bad guy, I guess. But the truth of the matter is, you don't know if he's a
he's
bad guy
no,
next. You don't know whose side the good gods or old gods. You don't know who's who yet.
Yeah.
Because the old gods are just as pain in the ass as the new gods in their own way, you know, because they think they're right, and they're just as whimsical and mercurial in their habits, you know. Sorry, Emma.
And they've been feeling that way for millennia. Do you know what I mean? Like they have their own.
Yeah, but they haven't been stirred up for a while. I think it's been about, you know, this doesn't happen every sort of year. It just happens that we've picked a time when, you know, Wednesday's had enough, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever. Or he's bored, and he's trying to bored with the character that he is, whatever. And he's gone back to find, but I can't be more specific without giving.
Yeah, you can't give it away.
No, you can't. So you give it away.
So he can't say nothing else
but
now.
I hope the show.
Been a gag order on him for now. He can't say nothing else. I see your tricks. You're not gonna get him to say it. I see
Yes,
what's
he
going
is.
on. I'm really sorry about
No,
that.
I'm sorry. I've got to say it.
Side eyeing you.
I've got to say it. Got to give it away.
You won't give it away.
You only keep it by giving it away. You know that, don't you?
I do.
You guys actually got to go to House on the Rock.
We did.
You know,
Oh
Pablo
yeah, that's
did.
amazing. That's incredible. Have you been there?
I have not. Cameron.
It's no. It's.
You've been to House on the Rock?
I love
Yeah, I'd never even heard of it.
Weirdest place you've ever been.
And we stayed there for 3 days.
It's kind of spooky.
Yes.
But it's like charming. And
Spooky nice though. I didn't find, you know, it's so crazy.
agree.
The one guy started this idea of building, and then all the little. I mean, what it's filled with. I mean, you know,
How did they get all that stuff up there? I mean, there is a whale.
They employed the same crew that built the pyramids.
Oh, is that who they call?
Whoever they get, the mythical.
Oh,
I think there's some.
They call Muhammad and them. I didn't know they called
Yeah.
Muhammad and Sons. Muhammad and Sons will move anything.
But
That's had to be.
really, I mean, how the hell did you think? And they all worked on the set. They only could build that. The sperm and the sperm whale and the whale
exactly.
and the squid.
So there's a life-size
Yeah.
whale, blue whale, being attacked by a life-size squid in one room, surrounded by a marine museum. And
It's fantastic.
It's amazing, but how did you get the life-size whale in there? I mean, I'm sorry.
It's like saying ship in a bottle.
Exactly. It's the same magic.
String.
It's magic.
It's still, yeah.
I mean,
But it is an amazing place. And it was really great to film there, wasn't it?
it was
funny,
amazing.
Yeah.
It was funny when
And we were allowed to go on the carousel, which...
we did ride the carousel. And when
you know,
Gaiman wrote about it, I think we all thought it can't possibly be the way he describes it in the book, because in the book it sounds like such a crazy place, and it actually exceeds your expectations when you get there and see it. So we spent a week filming there around the carousel.
Yeah, that's- yeah.
Incredible. Walking around the place.
And we can go back there again if you want, because they took a whole, you know...
Oh, that's right.
They
we
did the
have-
VI and what it
Yeah, we did a virtual capture
yeah.
of that set with Mylar, so we actually have that set.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm just trying to get over the fact that you think I go to karaoke night. I mean, like, I'm so
What a
excited.
strange
right?
question. Where did that question come from? Where did that question come from?
she's-
Because we sang.
We sang.
I've never done that. I've never been to karaoke in my life. Have you?
you-
I've sung in shows.
I've been-
Later on, you might hear my dulcet tones in the series.
That's true, actually, and he can really
Give
sing.
that away. Oh.
But karaoke night, I've been to a place where karaoke was going on, but I don't know if I have a go-to song at karaoke night. You know
More
what I'm
than
saying?
this.
I feel bad, actually. Holding Back the Years. I always see that there by Simply Red. Oh, yeah, I ask all sorts of questions of Ian, and he answers some, and some he just look at me
It's
like,
a
why are
fine-
you talking?
No, you know, it's not a Deadwood?
Deadwood.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to know spoilers, and you were like, I'm not going to tell you anything.
tell
Go
you
see the
shit.
movie. See, this is what I'm talking
No,
about.
because it's a 2-hour finite show. It's like a 2-hour, you know, been reading it, we've been talking about it, and it was a surreal, out-of-body experience, filming it. I must say. It was like going to work and seeing these people who I love, I haven't seen for 13 years, and you go, hey, how are you? And then you bump your back into
Back
it
in.
like instantly, go, see you later. I mean, it's an odd job we do. It's we're very privileged to be able to make a living at doing this, you know.
Truly.
And sometimes it's, you know, more special than others. Sometimes it isn't. My favorite of all, though, of doing a show, I mean, this was a Deadwood movie, which was sad because, as I said, it's finite. There's no. Whereas this show, American Gods, it's flexible. And that's the great thing about TV shows. They should be flexible. You know, if a guy said, I've written all 7 episodes, we're going to be say, really?
Yeah, go sit down,
So you
please.
don't want to find out what happens in episode 2 when you film it? Because it may be a little different how you
Yeah.
wrote it. No, but that often happens. With the great writers, they always do that, leaving space within the story.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think was the advantage last year of not coming in with, you know, a set amount of scripts, whatever. The fact is that the characters, you know, the people are so rooted in their character, the actors knew who they were, and the writers found a way of, you know, navigating through this, building up to a great, you know, sort of finale, giving much more to the characters, a lot more to share. You find out more about the Jinn. You find out more about their relationship. This love affair between, you know, between a Jinn and
Salim.
And Salim, you know,
And a believer, an
actual
American
believer.
And the other bizarre thing is the other characters that we haven't even had a chance to mention. Like we haven't talked about Dean Winters playing Mr. Town yet. We haven't talked about Caillou, him playing New Media yet. We haven't talked about, you know, Sam Blackcrow and Devry, who's playing that role. I mean, there's so many other interesting characters from the book that are now a part of the series. Mama G also came by Sakina Jaffrey, and all of those are massive wrinkles in the American Gods world that, you know, add to the tapestry of the show. So we're glad that, as Ian said, the writers really took a step back and looked at what was going on and said, oh, let's go in this direction and that direction because you see it evolving, and didn't come in with such a rigid plan that the show couldn't evolve into what it is. So, you know, for us, we're excited for you to see it because now finally people are going to be like, oh, this is awesome again. How did this happen?
There are new gods growing in America. Now they want to destroy us. And if you think otherwise, you are fooling yourselves.